What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're going to be taking a look at Jurassic World. To date, the final installment before the Fallen Kingdom. Okie dokie. Alright, so Jurassic World is directed by Colin Trevorrow, starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Vincent D'Onofrio, and a slew of other appetizers. Cast. Alright, let's make this one short and sweet, and I'm going to tell you what I like about this movie, which is simple. Jurassic World is a good way to reintroduce the audience to the whole concept of Jurassic Park again. You know, it has a whimsical side to it, and it also has a very, it's also a little more darker and a little bit more violent than the first movie. So it's like, I think Jurassic World does a good job at kind of combining the best elements of number one and the best elements of the Lost World and putting them together in a nice package. And that's what, to me, Jurassic World is. You know, when you first get that landscaping shot of the park. And one of the big highlights for me of Jurassic World is actually seeing a fully functioning amusement park with dinosaurs. I love all that. You know, 3 movies in, we finally get to see this park in function, and for the most, and you know, when we see it, it's run like a well-oiled machine. Every dinosaur has a specific function. You know what I'm saying? You got the Mosasaurus, which is kept in like this big water tank. You got the T-Rex, who's in his own little paddock, and I like how in the beginning of the movie that you see little glimpses of the T-Rex. You don't flat out see the T-Rex until the very end of the movie, which I like. You know, you build up the suspense and anticipation for that T-Rex to return, and when you do finally see the T-Rex at the end, you get that, you know, fist in the air moment, like, yeah. So Jurassic World gave the T-Rex the credibility that Jurassic Park 3 took away from the T-Rex. Love it. The addition of the Mosasaurus, like I said, I like that too. It's a big motherfucker. Seeing like the little baby dinosaurs be used as like those little like horseback rides, I thought was pretty cool as well. The pterodons return, especially once the Indominus Rex starts to wreak havoc all over the place, and it unleashes the pterodons and it causes havoc all throughout the park. That's a fun, crazy scene. The Indominus Rex itself, which is pretty much a hybrid of a cuttlefish, a raptor, and the T-Rex, is a pretty cool looking dinosaur. It's not that bad looking. I like it. It causes a lot of havoc. It causes a lot of destruction. This genetic hybrid that was created by Dr. Wu from the first movie returns in this one. Dr. Wu gets a little bit more of an expansion. It's pretty much said that Dr. Wu considers himself to be Dr. Frankenstein in creating all these hybrids, and he's actually working with the InGen Corporation to create these genetic creatures. So I like that Wu he's not the nice guy he was in Jurassic Park 1. He actually has an ulterior motive when you do Jurassic World. So I like all that. You give him the Wu a little bit of a character in this one, which I like a lot. And D.B. Wong, the original actor, returns, and he does a good job. That's another thing I want to touch on before I go more. The cast in this movie is actually really good. Chris Pratt as Owen Brady gives him a nice charisma. He's very likable. Bryce Dallas Howard as Claire. You know, she can come across as a stuck-up bitch. When the movie gets going and her character starts to develop, she's actually not that bad. And I actually like the relationship between her and Pratt. It's kind of I think the relationship tries to mirror Grant and Ellie, but you can't really do that because Grant and Ellie, in their own right, are better characters to me. But Owen and Claire are good in their own right for the modern take. The kids, the brothers, you know, they're okay. They don't annoy me. They're fine. The little one can get annoying here and there, and the older brother can come across as a douchebag some of the time, but they don't ruin the movie. You know, you get used to them as it progresses. So that's all fine and good. You got Irfan Khan, who plays Simon Maserati, who is the John Hammond of this movie, and I like the character of Maserati. You know, he's like John Hammond. He has that John Hammond naivete, in where he's clearly in over his head, and when he sees the Indominus Rex and the destruction it causes, he pretty much has a lot of guilt because he didn't want a killing machine. He just wanted a cool looking dinosaur. No, that clearly proves that this is a guy who has a good heart. He is a businessman, but he's not soulless. And when the shit hits the fan, he goes into action. He literally goes in. He literally flies a helicopter with machine guns to try and stop this thing. So I like that. I know he's a character you want to root for because he's not a bad guy. He's, like I said, he's like John Hammond. He has that naivete, and where he thinks nothing is going, and where he has too much confidence that it becomes overconfidence. And when reality starts to crash down upon him, that's when his eyes open. I like all that. So it's a nice little character arc. It's a nice little character arc he has, and I thought that was pretty cool. Jake Johnson in this movie as Lowry, and I've always been a fan of Jake Johnson. You know, I like him. I think he's funny in certain movies, and I like him in this. He's not overexposed. He has some funny lines here and there. Vincent D'Onofrio as the villain. I like Vincent D'Onofrio, and I just like the rivalry between D'Onofrio's character and Chris Pratt's character. I think they work really well off one another, and I like the conversations they have. You know, D'Onofrio's thing is that he wants to use the dinosaurs for military use, specifically the raptors, since Chris Pratt is a raptor trainer, and he's pretty much, you know, instilled trust with the raptors. Of course, creative recognized that the raptors can also turn on him, so he's also very careful with that too. But D'Onofrio's character thinks that, you know, the raptors are well trained and they're ready for field testing, which is not the case. Again, you're dealing with animals with 65 million years of gut instinct. They can make you think they're on your side, but when the time is right, pounce. And that's exactly what happened to D'Onofrio's character near the end of the movie. He thought the raptors were on his side, but yoink, lost an arm. So yeah, I actually liked D'Onofrio's character in the movie. I thought he played a good asshole. The set pieces, I said, are really, really well done. The visuals of this movie look great. Colin Trevorrow is a very talented filmmaker. I like his directing style. I like the cinematography of this movie. The special effects are done really good, actually. Just got some practical effects here that are also well done too, and you know, the mix of CG and practical always work best when you have a guy who's talented enough to make it work, and Colin Trevorrow made it work. So my hats off to him. And like I said, you know, the best part of this, to me, the best part of this movie is the last part, where the Raptors and the T-Rex team up, surprisingly, and they take on the Indominus Rex, and it's just fun seeing that dino action. By far, the fan favorite Raptor is Blue. Blue is a great character. Great raptor. Seeing Blue and the T-Rex team up to take on the Indominus is great. And just like I said, when the big revelation of the T-Rex, when Claire opens up the paddock and you see T-Rex walk out of the darkness, and you see that it's the original T-Rex from the first movie. Again, you get that fist out, you get that fist pump moment. And yes, there's no way in hell a woman in high heels can't run a T-Rex. Suspension of disbelief has to have a line somewhere. That was ridiculous. I'm surprised she didn't break her heels or break her ankles running in those things. Whatever. It's the end of the movie. You know, if Steven Spielberg can make you believe that a fucking air tank can blow up a shark, you can believe that she's outrunning a T-Rex in high heels. You know, you gotta like, you know, suspend your disbelief just a few more minutes just to get the movie over and done with. And seeing the T-Rex just run through the Spinosaurus was great, like payback for making the Rex look like a bitch in Jurassic Park 3. So I like all that. And of course I like, you know, again, seeing Blue and Rex team up to take on the Indominus Rex and having the Mosasaurus do the kill shot. Fantastic, I love it. And of course the last scene of the movie is hearing that mighty T-Rex roar as she looks over Jurassic World. Perfect way to end the film. So yeah, all in all, this is a very fun movie. I like it a lot. I like the cast. I like the directing. The cinematography looks nice. Special effects are okay. You know, the story isn't anything to be. The story isn't anything spectacular. It's straight. It knows what it is. It's straightforward. Is it as good as the first? Is it as good as Jurassic Park and Jurassic World? No. Is it better and more fun than Jurassic Park 3? Absolutely. Which is why The Lost World, to me, earns an 8 out of 10. Solid fun, It knows what it is, it gets the job done, and you have a good time watching it. And that is all I got to say about Jurassic World. Let me know what you think about Jurassic World in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll check you back next time for more. Later.